All right, what's up, everybody? Club Fit Challengers 2022. Happy New Year. Red Diamond, Jefferson, Santos here. Excited to hang out with you, and also our special guest who I'm about to bring on here in just a couple of minutes, Dr. Howard Cohn, the formulator of our amazing products. But listen, you're here in part of this challenge, and today's launch day. And I know that a lot of us were launching our year. Today was probably one of the craziest days of our lives, right? A lot of people going back to work, kids possibly going back to school, and all kinds of things going on right now. But you guys are here with us in this Facebook group, in this 2022 Club Fit Facebook group. Now, a couple of things. We're about a 10-second delay right now because we're on the Zoom platform, and this pipes into the private Facebook group, okay? And so we're not gonna be able to see any comments here on Facebook, but I want you guys that are excited about your life, excited about this challenge, jump in the chat on Facebook, in the comments on Facebook, and put some fire emojis, put some hand claps, say, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get this thing rocking and rolling here. Make sure you guys do that in the comments and keep it flowing in there. All right, because there's a lot of people that are, if you're live, by the way, put live in the comments. All right, if you're obviously watching the replay because you're just getting off work or you're catching this in the morning or whatever, hit replay in the comments. All right, so a couple of things before I bring Dr. Cohn on. First of all, we are super proud of you. And we just want to honor you for taking a step in a direction for your health, for your vitality, for your energy, whether you want to lose some weight or you want to gain some muscle rate, whatever, you're here. And a challenge isn't like a walk in the park. It's called a challenge for a reason. It's not easy. You know, for example, my wife and I, we love sweets. We love carbs. I think most people love carbs, right? And we are running on this challenge because we need to. Our life depends on it. Our kids' futures depend on it. And we want to see if we're capable of doing it. If we can't do anything for 60 days, what the heck, right? And so we're going to be doing this together, though. You know, you could maybe change a little bit by yourself, but you could transform through community. And that's what this Club Fit community is all about, specifically right now for 2022. Matter of fact, you know, kind of rhymes. I did a goal setting thing yesterday talking about what are you going to do in 2022? Well, I know what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to get in the best shape of your life. You're going to get in the best energy of your life, clarity of thinking, focus. Why? Because of the what we're going to be teaching you and the amazing trainers that are going to be in this group, the recipes, but also the products. And so Dr. Cohn is the founder of the Cohn Health Institute. He is the formulator of these amazing products that are going to supplement what we're doing here to really speed up your body's response to this challenge and what we're doing here. And so what I'd like to do really quickly here is I'm going to unmute Mr. Cohn here. And if you could put your camera on, Dr. Cohn, and I appreciate you coming on tonight. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm sure your practice is like filled up with people just, you know, wanting to get their New Year's things going, but you're here with us celebrating the launch of the Club Fit Challenge for 2022. So Dr. Cohn, I appreciate you. Share with us a little bit about why these products are so powerful for our bodies and why we should be taking them right now. So I'm gonna hand the mic over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Jefferson. And hello, everybody. Club Fit, here we go. This is it. This is hopefully been day one for a lot of you. For some of you, it's evening one, and we're starting now, however it's going. So welcome. We are thrilled to be with you today. I want to talk to you a little bit about these products. Obviously, or maybe not obviously, you might know a little bit. Maybe somebody shared with you these products, or you watched somebody transform their body real recently when we did our last Club Fit Challenge, and saw that they had beyond results of things that you would normally think that people would spend a whole lot of money for in programs or weight loss centers or clinics or things where they can kind of biohack their weight. But this is not about that. This is something that's very unique and very different. What we're doing here, it's not about losing weight. It's not about changing anything other than taking steps in a healthy direction. And it all started with a program called Health Made Simple, which has evolved into something we used to call weight loss made simple. Now we must call it weight management made simple because, you know, words have meaning. and we don't want to piss off any 3-letter agencies, so we call it weight management, which really is more of what it is anyway. It's managing it, because sometimes we need to manage things up, sometimes we manage them down. You may see that a lot of people doing the Club Fit Challenge are already either bodybuilders or they're people that are what we call ectomorphs, which are not the endomorphs like myself, where if I look at like a piece of bread, I gain 3 pounds. But where they have a hard time putting on weight. We hate them all. Yes, we do. They have the metabolism genetically of a cheetah. They seem to like eat something and the whole thing goes through them in 20 minutes, and they look like they couldn't find an ounce of body fat if they, if it was right in front of them. So, but many of us, due to a variety of different reasons, do not share those metabolic thrill, as you say. And really, the way to get it, where it's not something that's just something we do for now, is it's got to be something we do as a lifestyle. And really what we're doing here in this program was designed to fill the gap between what we're actually doing in our diet, what we're supposed to be doing in our diet. And, we could read everything, we can watch everything, we can do all these different things, do these programs. And a lot of us kind of know what to do. We definitely know what not to do. I mean, nobody to this day has had a funnel cake diet and got an amazing shape just on their funnel cakes at the fair. It just doesn't happen that way, right? So hey, it's a better chance of looking the way I want if I ate more broccoli than if I ate more donuts. That's kind of usually how it goes. And it's directly proportional to those things. And for most of us, yeah, it's exactly the way it is. And even when there are the people we were making fun of in the beginning a little bit, or poking fun at, the people that can't put weight on, which is really rare, but it's out there, and they're what we call skinny fat people, or they're sick on the inside, but they don't see it yet. We kind of show a little more obvious if we eat a lot of things and things change. Now, a lot of us are coming off the holidays, it's all kinds of holidays, but there's the holidays where it's a run, we went on a run, except the run was an eating run and a drinking run and not exercising as much run, and an increased stress run, which is 4 things that are prescription to really have our body not look the way we dream for it to look. So we put together a program called Health Made Simple. It's the same thing, whether we call weight management made simple or health made simple. The foundation. Now, you'll see through Life by Seacret that there's different products that have been added on and layered on to further what we call biohack your health and wellness, and really kind of to fill those gaps more efficiently. And all these products can be taken together. I'm going to touch on all the products, but we're really going to spend some time on what we call the core 4 or the core 5 if you're in an area where you might not have one of these core 4s. They are our shake, which looks like this right here, which is our protein shake. This is our vanilla. We got it in chocolate for those of you who just love the chocolate. I love them both. We have our greens in the powder right here. You could also do them in capsules, but it's a lot easier to just add it to your shake as a powder. We have our boosters, which you can take before we go to bed. So you can tell everybody you got your boosters. Couldn't resist. Anyway, and your recovery, or if you're in a place where you don't have recovery, your other form of hydrogen, you just got to get one form or the other. You can do both, like I do, but recovery or your hydro effects, which we'll talk about. So it's really a 4-product, 3-step program. Starts with our shake and greens, which we do in the morning. We can do it at lunch too. And we can do it at dinner. We can do it more than 1 time a day. I do it once or twice a day. I already had one, but here's dinner. This is gonna go play hockey after this, so I don't want to eat a steak. So that's my shakes and greens mixed together. I think there's a vintage 7.2 bottle there. Oh boy, check those. So and then so it's our step 1 is our shake and greens. Our step 2 is either our recovery or our hydro effects, or both. And step 3 is our boosters. Okay, so let's break it down and talk about each one. So the first product was this guy, the greens. Now, we all know greens are good, right? Grandma said, eat your greens. We've known since we were little that greens are good for us. We just also know that they don't taste very good. And that's always been the wrestling problems. What do we do? How do we do it? They don't really taste good. So we have kind of figured that out. I mean, it only took 32 versions, but we figured out how to get the greens to taste good without screwing it up and without cooking it like most people do. So now the world did not need one more greens product, but what they needed was something that was next level. When I mean next level, we're talking about gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, nut-free, even nightshade-free. If you don't know what that is, it's very important to make sure that we're not on those things a lot of times, especially if we're trying to really move things along and we have like discomfort, so to speak. And we want it to be organic, which means no junk in it, which means not genetically modified, which is a huge thing because there's so many things that are happening to our foods where they become frankenfood right now. And we're looking at it, we think it's like, it looks like the apple that grandma had, but we don't know that it's been in a factory where it's been waxed and painted color on and all these crazy things that are done to our food when we're not around, right? Unless you're growing it, then you know. And we want it to be the most important, which is raw, which is never heated above 118 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 40 some odd degrees Celsius. And that's what this is. But it's not just greens. It's wheatgrass, barley grass, oatgrass. Now, it's not just those. It's the juices from them and the actual whole plant. If you have companies that you see, most of them are not organic. And if you find an organic one, 90 some odd percent of them are not raw. If you find one of those, they're usually using just the plant and not the juices as well. The juices are where all the energy is. That's why there's no plant bars, but there's juice bars, right? Because the juices are where you're going to get that impact from. All of that is in here and it tastes good. You can eat it right out of the container. You'll open it up, look at it, and you go, it still looks like it came off the bottom of my lawnmower. But when I taste it, it's like, say those 4 magic words, which are, I can do that. And so that is our greens. Because here's the deal. You can live a month without food, a week without water, but you cannot live 6 minutes without oxygen. And oxygen comes from chlorophyll in green plants. This is our great relationship. We're supposed to be breathing air, expelling carbon dioxide. And you know, if you live in a few states, you can still do that. But and so that we breathe in the oxygen, we give that carbon dioxide back. It's this great relationship. And so that is what we are looking for with our greens. We are really oxygenating our system. Now, there's all kinds of different claims we can make that we want to make that we shouldn't have to make because you're a search engine click away from finding out the millions of things that these ingredients are used for. But just know this, that you're going to feel great, you're going to look great, your energy is going to be through the roof when you have live raw greens in you. And most people don't do it because it doesn't taste good. Now, for some reason you still don't like it in this form, you don't have to taste any green at all. You just take them in capsules because they come in capsules too. I take them both. I do my greens in the morning, and I'll take these during the day. The kids take these all the time. So,
hey, Dr. Cohn, real
yeah,
quick,
jump in, man.
on the greens, I think one of the questions I get is, okay, how many? Okay, it's like 22 different fruits and vegetables. So, like, if you took the greens a couple times a day, or let's say even say 3 times a day, like how many apples or salads, or does that equate to, sort of?
It depends who you talk to because it's not any even score. Because what we're measuring is these are really superfood products. These are not like those products where they go, oh, we have the equivalent of 8 vegetables. Depending on who you talk to, it could be between 10 and 20 per scoop, you know, the equivalent per scoop of the greens or 4 of these capsules. And if people want to know, 1 scoop equals 4 capsules of the active greens of these 2 things too. So depending who you talk to, it's a minimum of 10 up to 20. Some people say it's more, but we don't make those claims.
Got it. Okay, cool, man. So I mean, because there's sometimes that you know, we have a certain meal, we didn't get enough, obviously, greens or fruits, and so we take those. So that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't get enough. No one's like, you know, no one ever really said, "Oh man, I ate too many greens today." That usually doesn't happen for people. Most people are so grossly deficient, they just don't know. Now, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a massive amount of energy. Now, even before if you decide to take a ridiculous amount of them, the worst thing you'll do is go to the bathroom more often. You probably couldn't hurt anybody who's probably full of it anyway that needs to get rid of it. So either way, it's a win. But normally we recommend, you know, 1 scoop, and I would do it more than once a day, but the recommendation is a minimum of once a day, okay, or 4 capsules. I take more, but again, you know, it's like anything else. If you're not pushing your body that much, you probably don't need as much. But if you are all the time and you're like running around like a horse, you kind of need to feed your body. So that's why I end up doing more. So that's our foundation. Now, also in the morning, we do our shake. And so what we do is usually do 2 scoops of a shake, 1 scoop of the greens, and mix them together. Now, as you can see, looks green. So, but it still tastes amazing. When you mix together, it's really this wild thing where it actually tastes even better. 95% of people say it tastes even better than it does on its own. But some people take it on its own and they do them separate. The purists either love to take the greens powder, the green caps, because if you open it up, you can taste greens the way, God created them, with nothing that made them taste any better. And so they're really bitter. And then some people will take they know they need to drink water. And this, I highly recommend, is a little Club Fit hack. If you want to control your appetite outside of other appetite control type products that we have, we should drink at least 50% to 2/3 our body weights in ounces of water a day. I know I should learn the milliliters one day, but anyway, that's how much we should be drinking. For some of you, it seems like a lot. But a lot of people will take a scoop of the greens, they'll put it in like a jug of water, and they'll drink it throughout the day. And it keeps their blood sugar steady throughout the day, so they don't have as many highs and lows. So we know we need to drink more water, and we're actually able to have it instantly more alkaline water by having greens in it. So another way to do that and make sure we're drinking alkaline water, in case you don't want to spend $6,000 for a machine, you can just put a scoop of greens in your water and there you go, right? Or if you really want to make, like you say, hey, I can buy a machine so I can make it super alkaline. If you want to make it super alkaline, then you just take one of your boosters or 2 and you open them up, or 3 or 4, and put them in your water, and now you have high alkaline water. There you go. There you go. So save yourself $6 grand.
Yeah. So I know we have a lot of, obviously, tons of protein shakes out there. So why this shake, and what's in it that's going to make us, help us more with our challenge?
So the majority of weight loss shakes are not vegan. They're not plant-based. They're like whey-based, mainly because it's cheaper to use. Now, what happens is people go, oh, it's a good form of protein, which is not a bad form of protein. The problem is it was still designed for calves, like baby cows. Now, the difference between a human and a baby cow should be obvious, but a calf has a goal of becoming, on average, 600 pounds. We are not on a 600-pound weight gain program. So it's probably not in our best interest, because all the elements of it are designed to feed a system like that. The cow also has 4 stomachs. We have 1. So it's better able and more genetically designed to better process the dairy. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, with other plant-based shakes, a lot of times they'll use soy. Soy is a goitrogen for most people, especially processed soy, which means that it will, in many times in many people, interfere with thyroid function. And you need your thyroid for your metabolism to actually burn fat and burn weight. And if you don't have that, that's going to be a problem. So we don't recommend soy, which is why all our products that I've made from Life by Seacret are soy-free. And then there's other plant-based ones, but they put other things in them. Like they'll put artificial sweeteners in them. They'll put certain gums in them that interfere with your digestion. The artificial sweeteners, even the ones they say are not artificial, are like sucralose, other things. They're chlorinated sugars. And so it doesn't do the body good. So we don't do any of that. And again, ours is 100% organic, and it's gluten-free. So when we use not just like rice or not just pea, but we use rice and pea and amaranth and quinoa, all these different gluten-free ancient grains that have a lot more nutrition in them. So you have a more rounded shake, and obviously it tastes really good. So we have that going for it as well. So those are the big, again, because you feel better, and because it also tastes better. And, if you ever want to see what your teenager's going to do, they'll, whether you might have spent some money on, I don't know, some Garden of Life thing. It looked like it had more things in it, which it does. But when you opened it up and tasted it, it was intolerable. So, it's still sitting in the back of your fridge. You haven't thrown it out yet because you spent too much money on it, but you'll wait till it expires and you'll throw it out. So that's what people do. There's so many of them. I see them every day. It's hilarious. So that's step one. So shaking greens. Step two, at any time throughout the day or in the morning, if you want, you can take either your recovery or your hydro effects. Most people do either or. A lot of people, if they have like health challenges or they have their body is prone to being stiff or achy or having discomforts, or it's a little beat up through years of doing things to itself. These are molecular hydrogen products. One is very fast acting. One is very long lasting. They kind of overlap. Each one does a little bit different, but most of the it's more like the turtle in the hair. This you feel right away, but this you'll take longer. This will last longer throughout the day, where you'll feel right away. You'll have that burst, but it'll kind of burn off in 3 or 4 hours, where this one will go on to 12 hours and beyond. So, and you might only want to take 3 in the morning and you're kind of set for the day. With this, you'll probably take it in the morning and take another hit 1 or 2 more times during the day. And so
I like that. You like take another hit.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
by the way, I got a question because, I know a lot of us on here, either we've worked out and or we're going to be working out more over the challenge. And I think it's something you told me months ago. You said, take the booster at night, which I know you're about to talk about more, but then take the Hydro FX at night because it's slow releasing overnight. Because when I'm getting up out of bed, I feel like I hate to say the word lubricated, but it's like, I feel like, I'm not stiff, right? I feel really good getting out of bed, because usually, especially when you have sugars and different things like that at night, which we're not eating now during the challenge for sure, like you feel it in your lower back, you feel it in your muscles, you're stiff, your joints, whatever. But the booster and the Hydro FX at night is just amazing waking up.
Yeah, so it's very calming. These are like calming mineral-based things, so they have your body, your ligaments, your tendons, your bones, your muscles. They're all based on magnesium, potassium, calcium, all these different things. So to have them in an alkaline buffered state like this is really good for people, and that's just like that. Now there's a subset, 5% of the people, because there's a lot of things that these things do. So if you have a certain toxin in your body or a certain thing that's interfering with your body's ability to actually create or energy in you, and you find yourself normally tired, and you do take this, and it helps you, let's say, mitigate that in any way, then you might find that it gives you energy, and then you won't take them at night, you take them in the morning. But most people can take them at night as well. So it depends on the person. So, but a lot of people do take them at night. And even though the boosters are designed and recommended to be taken at night, there's a subset of people, like we have a lot of professional hockey players, that their coaches will have them take them in the morning or still away from meals, but before they ski, because like professional hockey it's an anaerobic sport. So you're creating like heat, and this is calming it. So it's like overdriving an engine. So it'll make it so not that you're tired, but that you don't blow the engine, so to speak, and your body it's less prone to injury, which is why if you are doing high intensity stuff, and as long as you're not eating, which you shouldn't anyway, right before you do that, a lot of people take that before. But for the most part, we do this in the morning. It lasts throughout the day. You could take it at night like you're doing. We do this in the morning and midday. Some people take it later in the day if they have other needs for it. And then we take the boosters 4 capsules before bed. You could also take it at a different time of day between meals, just if you want it at least 45 minutes away from food, because you don't want to buffer your enzymes at that time. You want to take it at night so it calms it. Now, this also balances out things that we do to our body that are acidic, whether that's a stressful thought or day, or it's just the foods that we eat, which I know we're going to be doing better. But still, even when somebody goes from what they're eating to now, a lot of times they'll cut the carbs so they increase the protein, and they're finding themselves doing like a lot of chicken, a lot of fish, a lot of meat, things like that. So their acid level still goes up, and so they want something to buffer it. And so it becomes extra important that we do our boosters as well. So again, to review, shakes and greens in the morning, these guys either in the morning and throughout the day or later in the day, and then this before bed. So 3 kind of basic step program, and that's the foundation called Health Made Simple and Weight Management Made Simple.
Yeah, that's powerful. I mean, I think one of the key things, and I think what we'll do here, Dr. Cohn, is I'll talk
Yeah.
about some of the packages that we have
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
challenge, and then you can touch on some of the other things, because there's a lot of other things that we have. We're not going to go too much into those, but I want you guys to hear a little bit about those as well. Let's do this, Dr. Cohn.
Yeah.
So, because some of those other things are in the packages, let's touch on like maybe the energy, or touch on some of the other, just a couple of the other products, and then we'll jump into some of the packages.
You want to, why don't
before we
you
wrap up.
spit out a product and I'll talk about it. Hey, you want to do energy first? This guy?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the energy real quick.
So a lot of people drink coffee, a lot of people drink energy drinks. And so this design of this originally was to really do a couple of things. Number one is create something that like the next generation is used to eating or drinking, but they don't have good, healthy alternatives that taste good. And so rather than make one more can and have one more carbon footprint on the world, which everybody seems to freak out about, we wanted to change that so I can have my thing I can use all the time. And then I can actually take a packet, open it up, as little packets in here, and then put it in my my water, shake it, and drink it. And so we still have, I mean, you have 120 milligrams of caffeine in here, natural caffeine. But the biggest thing about this is that we have herbs in it that help balance out, so there's no jitters and no crash, which is the biggest problem when people drink a lot of coffee or they do a lot of energy drinks. The other thing is it's sugar-free. There's no sugar in it, and there's nothing artificial in it. And so it's naturally sweetened, so it tastes good. And then so you have that going for you as well. And so you have energy, focus, clarity. And when you look at the ingredients, you see that some of those ingredients are also been used for centuries to help metabolism and things that related to your challenge. So it's in there too for one more thing to keep you going throughout the day without reaching for things that might be sugared and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that's important, because I mean, one of the things that, our brains need carbs and or, carbs from the vegetables versus from the sugar. But while I was talking to Jay Peso the other day about energy drinks and then energy, we were talking about the crash of other products and how it just makes you feel anxious and jittery and all these other things. And like, I've tried all kinds of stuff for years, and I'm like my own guinea pig, and I've had like clean, it's like smooth. Like, I don't know when I actually come down from the energy. I mean, obviously it's really nice. And I've never had an energy product like that. And it's kind of cool that I'm able to actually take it and talk to the doctor that's actually formulating it. But there's a lot of people out here in the comments right now. If you're taking energy right now and you love it, put a heart in the comments right now as we're talking, and you'll see how many people love this thing. It's nuts. It is super good. And then also too is like, if we're eating really good, chances are you're probably not eating the carbs that you used to eat, which means you're not having the energy. So once again, the greens and this energy is really going to help you, stay focused, stay alert to operate on your job and or the business or whatever, so you can really perform. So before we jump into the packages here, Dr. Cohn, can you talk a little bit more about Digestex and all the benefits to that as far as digestion? Because that's like 25% of your energy goes down when you're digesting food, and these enzymes really help out with that.
Right. So there's a lot of reasons why we need this. Number one reason is that most people eat foods that are cooked. And when you cook your food above 118 degrees, you start to destroy the enzymes that are naturally put there by God and nature to digest the food, so you could assimilate it, absorb it, and pull energy out of it for the functions of your body. So if you don't have that, you're going to be already fatigued or low energy because of that reason. The next thing is that a lot of times we'll eat certain foods that we're not used to digesting. So it could be more extra protein, could be carbs, could be fat. You might have more fats. It could be gluten, dairy, soy. So what we wanted was, again, the world did not need one more digestive enzyme, but we needed to have something that had everything in it, something for gluten, for dairy, for soy, for plant-based, for like plant fibers, also for proteins, fat, and carbs all in one. So that's what your Digestex is. So different than the boosters, this is designed to take with your food. So when you're eating it, you should be taking this. When you're not eating at all, that's when the boosters come in. So the boosters is like the cleanup crew for what the Digestex did not do. And so it's like a teeter. The more Digestex I have during my meal, the less I'll feel the need for the boosters. So that's a bit, at least the digestive part of that. The other thing too is that the number one biggest, let's say, chronic issue with people is what we call chronic low-level stress, where we have this stress. We're always under this like little mild stress all the time, whether it's something at home or something at work or the world right now, or whatever it is. There's just this ongoing stress all the time. And so when we're stressed, our body goes into a fight or flight situation. So the brain thinks we're running from the saber-toothed tiger. Still, it's a primitive reflex. So all the blood, everything goes from the digestive system to the muscles because we're running to stay alive. That's what's going on physiologically and consciously. And so we're low on that ability. So we have more Digestex in our system, we're able to buffer for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So here's what I want to do.
Yeah.
We're going to show a couple of the packages real quick,
Sure.
and then we're going to wrap up with kind of what does a daily regimen need to look like, kind of some suggestions there.
Sure.
And then also talk real briefly about, what does it sound like when you're stating a fitness goal? Because it is the time of the year where we're setting goals, right? And how would you state that in the more affirmative sense and things like that? So we'll wrap that up with that. But let me just jump in real quick here and then share a couple of the slides of what this looks like. By the way, make sure you're on the Telegram channel because we're going to be talking about when the next thing is and all that. Sometimes you don't have your Facebook on all the time, right? But your Telegram channel, make sure your notifications are on. And then, when the next thing comes out, it tells you to go in the group or a link to something, all of that. We got clubfitchallenge.com. Some of you, obviously, all the contests and prizes are all there, which is amazing. And then Club Fit Challenge on Instagram. All right. So now the foundation kit. Okay. That's what it looks like there. It looks pretty nice. So you got one shake, one green pills. You've got a few of the packets there on the greens, one energy, 2 probiotics, and just a kind of a sampling there, right? For me personally, not enough for me, but hey, you know what? Hey, I know that some people are on a budget. If you want to get started, you could do the foundation kit and start there, like that. And then we also have, there's a Canadian price there, $180 for VIP, $145 for an agent there. And then we've got the camera's covering it right now. I can't really see. I think it's in pesos there for Mexico. And then we have Colombia. There's a Colombian prices there. So we have people internationally here that are checking this thing out, or the recording, right? All right, then here's the regeneration package here. We've got some boosters, some recovery. We got samples of those. We've got energy, probiotics, shakes, some of the traveling shake packets. So a little bit more there that you can go with, and it's $330 for an agent, $405 for VIP. You get lots of stuff there, which is really nice. And so then let's move into the Canadian price, $380 for the agent, $465 for VIP. All right, so there you go there. And then here's the transformation kit. Okay, this is the Grand Poobah. Right, you can see what it looks like. It looks beautiful. You got a couple of the cans of shakes. You got the probiotics, which is amazing for digestion. Our kids love it. You've got the green pill, the green capsules, as well as the 2 green powders, Digestex. You got Curb, that'll help with the appetite. Lots of great stuff in there, guys. Obviously, I purchased a transformation kit. For VIP, it's $850. For 600, for agent, it's $660 US here. Now, by the way, guys, some of you might be going, I've never spent that much at all in my life on supplements. Here's the thing. These are the best. And you're learning from Dr. Cohn right now, who's taking his time and like educating us. And I'm learning new things every day about what these products do for our body and the level of excellence and ingredients that are in there, right? And so for me, if you don't have health, you don't have anything. right? And so if you're truly wanting to set a goal to get healthier this year, now's the time to do it. If you want to transform, let's get the transformation kit, right? Here's what it looks like in Canadian, $7.59 for age at $9.77 in Canadian dollars there. I don't know if we have the other currencies. Okay, we've got, looks like my camera is covering that part up. So let me move that real quick. Okay, that's Mexico there in pesos. And then we've got in Colombian right there, transformation kit. Obviously, it's different products available because not all products are available in all these countries. All right. And so there's the channels again there. And so there are the packages. And so choose one, get started if you haven't already. I know a lot of you have already done it already. I'm sure some of you guys in the comments are already putting which one you got. And here's the thing, you're going to need the product so you don't have so it's about hedging ourselves. It's kind of like if you have a hard time getting to the gym, like go to bed with gym clothes on, right? Put your gym clothes right in front of your bedroom door. So you got to put it on and walk over it or put them on before you go through that door, right? And so as long as you have the products, it's a better chance of you finishing this challenge. So it's not what you start, it's how you finish it, right? And so the thing is I know that some of you are ordering your product right now, and you're going to have to wait a few days or a week to get the product, depending on where you live. And so participate in the group every single day, do the workouts, get the mind. There's all kinds of other things, and eat as clean as you can. Okay. Until you get the products. Don't wait to start the challenge until you get the products. Start it now because you're in mentally right now. We're all in this together right now. Okay. So start eating as clean as you can, drinking a lot of water. Okay. And doing some sort of a workout. Even if you haven't worked out in a long time, maybe just start walking around the neighborhood. And so Dr. Cohn, if you could speak to a little bit about what is a typical daily regiment of if somebody's really wanting to clean up their eating and they're wanting to use the shakes and the greens, how would that look like in a span of a day?
All right, why don't we do like good, better, best, since you have the different packs? I mean, good is, and your foundation is, I would get up in the morning, I would have my shakes and greens. I would mix it with water, I'd blend them. I could put maybe a couple other things in it if I want to, but you don't need to. That'll take me to lunch. I'll either do my shake again, or maybe I would eat a good low to no carb lunch. Now, we do have the eating program that's been designed with special lists off our 10-day reset, which you should have access to. If not, whoever got you on this can get you that information. It's available that I designed to go with this program in the beginning. And you do them in 10-day intervals, and you can do it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, however you want to do it. It's really designed to do for your life. So it's not a diet, which we know diet for short is die, because we want to die when we're doing it. So that's not good for anybody, but this is a lifestyle that we can actually maintain. And that's what it's designed to do. So we do our shakes and greens in our morning, and we do it again either at lunch or dinner with a healthy meal, either at lunch or dinner where I'm not doing my shakes and greens. I do my boosters before bed, and I add either my recovery and or my hydro effects. Now, if I'm going to take it to the next level, I'm going to want more greens. So I'm either going to have more greens and take more greens, or I'm going to add my green caps. Okay. If I want to take it to the next level after that, we're going to do this product here called Curb, which you saw in some of those packs, and which we did not talk about. This is a game changer for a lot of people who do good and then blow it, do good and then blow it, do good and then blow it. Curb is designed to do that. Curb your cravings for the two biggest things that we screw up on, which is sugar and salt, right? So again, if your day is stressful and you went the whole day and you're stressed out, and so you made yourself salt deficient, because that's what happens, because your adrenals fire and eat up all the salt in your body. So you find yourself craving salt. You can have a celery stick and that'll do it, but that's not what you crave. You crave like potato chips and nachos and pretzels and popcorn and butter and all this stuff on it. So you blow it, right? Or you went too long because you're working, building a group, doing other things, your job's crazy, kids are everywhere, and you went like longer than 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, like eating, and now your blood sugar drops, you're craving sugar. So what do? Do you eat an apple? No, you could, but you are craving like cookies, candy, cake, anything that's flying around, and then you blow everything you did during the day. So if you take Curb, some people only need 2, some people need 3. I more than that to curb those cravings. Otherwise, just I love food, I'm going to eat it. So I'll take.
When do we take those?
Pardon me?
When do we take them, like
So
throughout
we
the day?
take them before we eat, 20 to 30 minutes before we eat, and then we'll find we'll eat less. Does that make sense? So that's when the design. But if you're, oh, I forgot my curb, I would still take them because there's enough things in here to help you deal with what you just ate that you probably shouldn't have. So that's our curb. This was designed as an add-on to our Weight Management Made Simple program. Outside of that, we talked about our Digestex. You want to be able to turn your food into fuel for your body. So you want to do it. Digestive enzymes, they're catalytic to your body. They're like a spark plug. So you want to add that to your system. It's going to work more efficiently. Other things we did not talk about. Actually, you saw
real quick on the Digestex, because you talked, because I remember we had a conversation backstage on when to take it, and you said basically halfway through your meal, not after the meal, not before the meal, but halfway, like while you're eating the meal, right?
Yes. Now, most of us end up taking it after meal because we forget. So we have a habit. Yeah. So we go, oh, because here's what happens. Here's how you remember. You eat and you go, oh, I'm kind of full from all that I just ate. And they go, who has Digestex? Right. And you're passing it around the table. So that's kind of how it goes. But we're supposed to, you want to get it like mid-food in the middle of your meal is your most sweet spot. You can prime the pump if you're eating something you know you don't digest well, then you might want to eat it right at the beginning or a little before. But that would be the Digestex. You might have seen for your boosters, it's in a different country, it has an A on it. It's the same thing, it's boosters. This was originally called alkaline boosters. Some countries you're allowed to say the word alkaline, some you're not. Some you have to say the word alkaline. So crazy. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? So we're just, tell us what we need to do and we'll do it. So so some will have B, some will have A, it's the same product. Just so you know, you go, hey, how do I get that A product? I got the B one. They're the same. Okay, so just whatever country you're in. And then two more things, probiotics, okay? There's enough commercials on TV for the crappiest probiotics in the world that they're from dairy that they're pushing like crazy, and it doesn't do half of what they say it is, but somehow, because it's linked to a pharmaceutical company, they're allowed to say it. So again, they're not going to talk about that right now. So probiotics, it tastes great. It's another packet, tear it off, shoot it. Your kids will love it. Everyone loves the probiotics. All you need is one. Some people take more. Again, we have a microbiome in our gut. If it's working efficiently, it can churn our food. If it's not, it will not as well. And again, people say, so some people they're doing great. And then, so most everybody does great. But some people, it wasn't until I added Digestex that I started to hit my goals. Some people go, it wasn't until I had more greens that I hit my goals. Some people say, it wasn't until I got my gut right and I did my probiotics that I was able to hit my goals. Well, some people say it wasn't until I added my curb and I shut off that motor mouth that ate everything in sight that hit my goals. Some people say it wasn't until I keep my energy up, so I wasn't eating food thinking it was going to help me, that I hit my goals. And then last but not least, if there's anything that's on everybody's mind right now, unless you've been under a rock for 2.5 years, it's your immune system. So here's the product that we could spend an hour talking about, but we could probably only legally talk about it for like 20 seconds. Otherwise, we'd be making a claim, because you can't say anything anymore about this thing called your immune system. So what we are allowed to say is that it supports a healthy immune system. What you can do is look at the ingredients and go, oh my gosh, I was reading all about that. I was reading all about that. I was reading about how I should do that. That famous doctor did that. That one canceled doctor said I should take that. And a lot of it's in here. So do with it what you will. I take these every day. I take 3 every day because, again, in China, they say don't wait too thirsty to dig a well. It's easier to stay well than it is to get well. So I want to be proactive. Now, if I feel like my immune system might be slipping, I don't know, maybe get some symptoms, which we can't make any medical claims, but I take more. But you should take what's on the label unless you consult your healthcare practitioner. So I'm in the Cohn Health Institute right now. I can't walk 2 minutes without, 2 feet without running into somebody and go, hey, what do you think I should take? Nah, there's ways that we test it. But yeah, like if you're hungry, eat more, same kind of thing. And there you go. That's what I would be doing. And guys, remember this, Jefferson, you said, a lot of people not used to spending that much money on supplements. they're used to spending way more on their health, or they're better said, disease care. And health is a pay you now, pay you now, pay you later thing. More people spend statistically in the United States, it's like this the rest of the world too, it's not just the United States. More people spend more money in their last 2 weeks of life on trying to stay alive than they will in their whole life on their health. So if you don't think you're going to spend it, you're going to spend it. They're either going to take it all a little slowly, or going to take it all at the end. But it's a whole lot better to feed yourself with things that make you feel amazing and look amazing, where you actually enjoy your life, rather than, have to, wheelchair it at the end, or crutch it at the end, or walker it at the end, or worse, as you see going on for the rest of this world. So, the universe rewards the action step, and again, listen, make your goals something that you can have fun doing. The other thing I would do is try and get yourself an accountability partner if you don't have that. A lot of you have started doing this with another person, and make sure you're texting each other each day, not like, hey, do you think, it's like, I'm hungry too. Yeah, let's go get tacos. No, you just like positive things about how good they're doing. It's kind of be there for each other and have an accountability partner. If you do not have an accountability partner, you feel like you're doing this alone, then get on our social media platforms and connect with someone, say, hey, I'm in so-and-so land, and thanks to, the internet and everything, and your phone in your hand, you can communicate to anyone, anywhere, and then ask somebody to be your accountability partner, and just, be a good partner for them as well, and help each other get through this, and see how to make it a lifestyle. It's, if you think it's like something you're gonna do, lose weight and get it right back and do all that thing, that doesn't work. What works is finding a groove that where you go, yeah, this is a good health plan for me. And you'll know, because your body will tell you.
That's right. Bingo. That's great. So one of the things that's important for all of us is, as we set our goals for the different areas of our life, and specifically, obviously, we're health and fitness right now, or health and wellness, is, specifically, like I set a goal every year. I set goals for either a certain weight that I want, or a certain body fat percentage. But you want to state your goal in the affirmative. Like, I feel so energetic now because, I lost 10 pounds by March 1st, 2022. Or I feel so flexible now that I stretch and that I take my shakes and greens every day in 2022. I feel so proud of myself because I'm down 15 pounds by April 1st, 2022. It's those types of things. I feel energetic. I feel proud of myself. I feel so confident. I feel sexy, whatever. Okay. It's that positive feeling that you get, and you write this down, right? And then have a goal date, have a goal weight, have a body fat percentage type thing. Right. And so do that and put that on your phone as an alert, as an alarm, as a reminder, because technology is great these days if we use it right, to remind us of who we are and who we want to be. Right. So I think that's so important that you really focus in on that tonight before you go to bed. What kind of health and fitness goal do you want this challenge to do? What is your intention and what is your goal for this challenge? Right. At least think about that, write it down, text that, talk to that to your accountability partner, post that in the challenge in the Facebook group right now. What do you want to get out of this thing? Just throw it out there, because we're all here to support each other. We're all here to cheer you on and cheer each other on. And we're just excited about this launch. And so as you wrap up here, Dr. Cohn, is there any, I know you just kind of gave us some final thoughts. Are there any other final thoughts that you want to give this amazing group of people before they launch this challenge?
Well, just to tell everybody that you're worth it. And, a lot of people don't have access to a group or community of togetherness where people are happy, excited, motivated. They have opportunity to make money. They have an opportunity to travel. They have an opportunity to experience like Dead Sea and how it affects their skin. They have an opportunity to experience health beyond their wildest dreams. They have an opportunity to have experiences, and they have an opportunity to gather and without fear. And I don't know if you know, but that's becoming an ever increasing commodity. And we have it here. And that is this community. This community honors everybody. We are not divisive. We are not exclusive. And we are here for everybody and supportive for everybody in all their goals, whether they be health or financial, or to just feel like you belong to a community. where because you might not come from a place where, or be in a place where you have that. And some people are in countries or situations where they don't have that. And you can at least connect via the web with people and see a smiling face and not a scared face. And we are looking to grow that kind of wellness and that kind of community for everybody. It's what we've always been about. It's what we always will be about. And we welcome you. And when I tell you, there are millions and millions and millions of people that don't have access to this and have had and lost it, and they don't think it exists anymore. Don't be selfish. Let everybody know that this is going on and invite them to it. It may look to you like it's just a weight loss challenge or something like that, or some New Year's resolution that I hope I make happen. But what we're doing here is much more than that. This is just one of the many vehicles that we get to experience our extraordinary life together. So we welcome you. We're excited about your story and looking forward to celebrating your success in person around the globe, because Seacret is around the globe.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Dr. Cohn, for all your time and all your expertise and all the amazing products that you put together for us, and also being here with us on this launch of the Club Fit Challenge for 2022, January 2022. And so there you go, folks. Listen, it's time. It's time to get after it. I know that some of you have already gotten after it already. You've already gotten your workout or two already today. And there's a lot of you that are new right now that are just learning about this. And so we're so glad that you're here. Order your product, order your foundation kit, your regeneration kit, your transformation kit, and let's go make this happen together, guys. So appreciate you. Let's have an amazing 2022, and take care. God bless. Let's rock and roll, guys.